It doesn't want to. Welcome back to one of my favorite sports podcasts, Frizz and the Grizz, with your host Trudeau and my guy, D Frizzy Frizz.
Hello and welcome back to Frizz and the Grizz. It's your boy Trudeau. Thank you for joining us live Monday, June 29th. You can catch us live on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. Help your boy out. Follow, sub, show some love at that Twitch at dfrizzy_Frizz5. And if you want the whole show next day on podcast, Apple, Spotify, all those good places, just type in Frizz and the Grizz. You'll find us. Great show for you today. It's been a while. I think in the past 6 weeks, we've maybe recorded once because we've been all on vacation, but we're back now and we're going to be here for a while. I started before the show and I was talking to D. Like, all right, what did we miss over the past 2 weeks? God damn, it's been busy. If you can watch the show now, I have a full notebook in front of me, just things that have happened. So we'll do our best to cover the sports landscape over that time. We'll see how we do. But D, what it do, man?
Hey, man, it feels good to be back. It really does. No arguing, just being able to talk sports. And I think we're going to have a really good show. You know, I'm doing good, though. I'm good over here, man. I'm doing perfectly fine. We always tired, but we ramp up the energy whenever we get around the mics. We're like, you know what? We got to put on a show, man. So how you feeling?
I feel good, man. It's weird because, like, I'll go to the gym and there's a guy at the front desk, super nice guy. And he's always, like, shooting off sports takes at me because he knows we do this thing. He's like, oh, what do you think about this and that and that? And, like, it's been 2 weeks of, like, giving takes to, like, the guy at the front desk and not talking to you. It's been weird, man.
But, hey, man, that means we're making it. That means we're making it. If people are like, hey, I know you do this.
Funny.
What's up?
One of my neighbors who I see like once or twice a week because I walk the dog and she has some dogs. So like we'll stop by. She's probably, early 50s. And I've known her for a couple of years now. And she dead ass thought that I did this for a living for multiple years.
That's actually good. That's good. That means that she should check in, be like, damn, they're still doing this. I missed the I forget to write down the episode, but I can get you the exact number because we're June 8th now. So we are at 168. 168 episodes. That's insane. I don't know got the year, but that's 168 actual episodes of doing this. Just insane. We got to do something special for 200.
Oh, I feel you. It feels like it's been a lifetime.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna forewarn the audience, like, because it's been 2 weeks, like there are some things we had to catch up on. So like, if we start going off on something that you're like, hey man, that happened a while ago, just hit that fast forward button. We'll get to the more topical stuff. But I know D wanted to give some flowers, so we'll start there. Let me just hit the segment. I'm gonna be real with you, man. I don't want to talk about them. I want to act like the finals never happened. I know you want to just quickly hit on some final stuff, NBA finals, that is. Did you go to the hockey parade, by the way?
I didn't. I was up north.
Okay,
I was up north. I couldn't go.
My bad.
They had it while I was literally driving. So I missed that. But I heard the parade in New York was just absolute pandemonium. Look, this I'll just do this real quick. 4-1 in the finals. There was an ass kicking. Even if they were blown leads, that New York Knicks run will go down in history as one of the better playoff runs we've ever seen. Like, I think they beat OKC. They beat the 2016 Golden State Warriors that had Steph, Clay, Dre, and KD for point margins of victory. Like, that's just, if you think about it, for all of the teams that they played, I don't care about injuries. I don't care about who was there. They made it to the finals, and they out-dueled a team that we see as the greatest team alongside the 96 Bulls. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not calling them the best team ever, but this run that they went on is very special. And for the haters that were like, Brunson can't do this because A, he's small, but B, Kobe dominating ball won't get you a championship. Like, every game that we saw the Knicks like trailing was Brunson passing and very playmaker-ish. And they'd go down 20 and it'd be like, all right, you guys got what you wanted. And then he'd be like, I'm just going to flip the switch. And in the finals, he put up 45 to close them out. Like, it was just awesome to watch because I had no dog in the fight. I'm a Western Conference team. I'm a Lakers fan. You obviously are East, some history with the Magic and the Knicks. A lot of our friends are Celtics fans, so they have history of not liking the Knicks. So I got to watch this and just enjoy the young team showing that they were young, blowing leads when they shouldn't have, versus the veteran team that was coached better, that was ready for the big moment, and they were able to clutch up dubs. So I enjoyed the finals very much, even though it was an ass whooping 4-1.
Yeah, I did not enjoy the finals. I didn't want the Knicks to win. I'm curious to see, like, just looking forward, what's going to happen with the Spurs, especially with Fox, because again, this is old material, but I think who stepped up as the number two guy for the Spurs when they needed it towards the end of the series was Harper.
Yes.
Dylan Harper, and Fox was abysmal in the finals. So I don't know what they're going to do with him this offseason. No moves have been made yet. I would be surprised if he was still on the roster, come start of next season in October. But hey, the next one, who cares? We're on to the offseason though now, so that's good.
We are on to the offseason. Let's move on to that real quick.
All right. We missed a lot, man. You want to go from latest to newest?
Yeah, go from the oldest to the most recent. I think that'd be the best.
Okay. Did you hear Giannis has a new team finally?
Oh my goodness. I mean, he finally got out. The brother finally got out. And then the Heat said, you know what? We're going to make sure that this doesn't happen. Costas and Thanasis are not coming with you. So they made a statement immediately saying, we're not taking on the brothers. We got you, but Costas, stay in the G League. And Thanasis, sorry, man. GG's. Go hang them up.
They got plenty of empty roster spots, so they could take them on.
They honestly could pick me up when it comes to who's going to run point guard for them, because they obliterated their depth to get Giannis, which to me, if this is the move before the next move, sure. But I don't see them being like an automatic just contender when you bring in, not in the East, not when you bring in Giannis. I like what he's got because you can find something. You already got the bigs, but the guards is going to be the big problem for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a better situation in Miami this year than he had last year with Milwaukee, as far as like some of the higher end talent around him. Just like Bam alone is better than what he's had in Milwaukee. But I don't see this year upcoming as Giannis competes for a championship year. I think with the Heat, they're going to have to take a slightly longer term lens in this. You know, they have this offseason, probably the deadline, and then next offseason. And at that point, you should have to, you should be at that point being able to look to put together a competitive roster. But with what they have now, where they're cap wise, there's not a whole lot of moves to make. Like, they can do some things on the fringes, which I will give the Heat credit for. If any team can make moves on the fringes and make impactful moves with nothing, finding guys off the scrap heap. No,
it's always Pat Riley.
Yeah, Pat Riley and the Heat can do that. And Eric Spoelstra also just being a tremendous coach, getting some of these guys up to speed with the NBA game. But still, it's like, who do you have left if you're the Heat? It's Giannis, Bam, Wiggins just picked up his extension. Yep. I don't think at that point you're re-signing Norm Powell. Like, he's probably out the door. I don't think you have the financials to do that.
You got to find a way to do it, man. Got to find a way.
Bobby Portis
can rely on Davion Mitchell.
Bobby Portis is probably starting for you then in that situation. I'm trying to think who else is left with the Heat, like Davion Mitchell, Paolo Larson, who you laughed at when I picked him in our draft. But they sent out a lot of guys like Hero, Ware, which I'm excited to watch Khalil Ware next year. He's been buried behind Bam for several years now. I think he has talent. So Hero, Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., who was a candidate for 6th man of the year.
Yep.
And I don't know if you know him, but like a somewhat interesting rookie in Yakuchonis. No, I think he was a late lottery pick of the Heat last year.
Gotcha.
Big guard.
Was he a two-way? Like, did he not play a lot because he's in the G League, or was he actually rostered?
He got some burn, but it was like, DNP, a lot of DNPs, some burn here or there, buried in the roster. And then they also acquired 3 first-round picks and a swap. So I don't know. I mean, I think at the end of this situation, it sounded like the two suitors were Miami and Boston were. And we'll get to the Boston side in a second, but
Yeah.
it sounds like Boston was kind of tepid about it. The
hmm
reported offer from Boston to get Giannis was Jalen Brown and 2 first.
It's just two, yeah. And the
They
Heat wanted more.
Yeah, and Boston didn't want to basically give up any of the other stuff, like even like Hugo Gonzalez. Like they're like, nah, Baylor Shireman. Nah, we're not interested in trading Baylor Shireman. And I heard a theory today. Who was it? Vincent Goodwill,
Okay.
Vinny Goodwill. He was throwing out a conspiracy that, hey, do you think the Celtics were just trying to play the Heat? Like basically more or less being like they were like half in it and being like, yeah, this is as much as we're gonna get. And they're trying to drum up more out of the Heat to kind of tank the Heat. And when they acquire Giannis, like give us away as much stuff as you possibly can because we want to be part of the bidding war, even though we're not fully in it.
I
I don't know.
mean, if that's a route that you're gonna go, even with that trade, you still got to deal with the Knicks, the Cavs, and any other team that's going to be, I won't say dominant, but like up there in the standings next season. It's not going to be the Heat. So like all you're doing, if like I said, this was just conspiracy, but like if that was something that was their plan, all you're doing is pissing off your second best player, maybe even
That's
the
the
best player
problem.
on the team,
I don't think it's
and yeah, like and you didn't do anything that like it didn't hurt the Knicks. Like they're not going anywhere. It didn't hurt the Cavs. There's talks about LeBron going there. Like I don't know. I wouldn't be against that being a thing petty wise, but like that's if that was like an intention, then it's stupid because like all you did was just really piss off Jalen Brown.
yeah. For me, I get it with the Heat. Like they were going nowhere. Like
Yeah.
I understand where the Heat are coming from. They
Neither
were
one of
going
those teams
nowhere.
are going anywhere, the Heat or the Bucks. So like, sure, we'll swap teams. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Neither one of them are contenders next season.
Heat are going nowhere. Maybe you can make a case for the flattened lottery odds. Like they might have had a chance to maybe get lucky, but they were just gonna be middling playing. They're the
Mhm.
perennial playing team. So they just said, "Fuck it, we're gonna roll the dice and bring in Giannis, see what happens." Finally, the Bucks get a chance to reset and end the Giannis saga. It's just a year too late
Mhm.
because at this point they didn't
This was
have
the draft
much.
class they missed out on.
They missed out. Yeah, great point. They missed out on this great draft class, and also it's like you didn't have that many people competing to acquire Giannis, so the offers weren't that great. Uh, I would be curious what you think the Bucks are doing next because they acquired Hero. Do you re-sign him or do you try to then flip him again for like a first round pick in a swap or something? Do you try to get more? Because Hero's fine. He was a one time All Star, but he's Tyler Hero. Like
Yeah, he's
if
not
you're a
he's not
championship
your
team,
franchise.
no, right? He's gonna be your third option on a championship team, more or less.
I think you keep him and then you maybe flip towards closer to the trade deadline this season because
I
you
like
can't
that.
trade him immediately, obviously.
Yeah.
But you let him play his game. There's nothing in Milwaukee for them essentially, so he's going to be the star. I think what Kuzma might still be there, but like
Yeah.
nothing. I don't care about Miles Turner. I don't
I
care
mean,
about Jaime Jaquez. I know you're
Ron
saying, but like
Holland's nice. I like him, but he's not a star player.
no. So like I'm not. That team
Or
is
not
going
Ron
to
Holland.
be Ryan Hollins. He's out there.
Ryan Rollins, sorry. I don't
Ryan
know.
Rollins, you're right. Yeah, Hollins was the power forward.
Yeah.
Um, but you showcase for me, I would see it as you showcase Hero. You have these draft picks. You flip him for potential more draft picks, and you're just
What's
looking
that?
for that star
Yeah.
in next year's draft, and the year after that. Like Milwaukee will go back to being irrelevant. They were since Ray Allen left. Vin Baker and them boys in the like late 90s, early 2000s, they literally had nothing in Milwaukee. And then Giannis came around. You know what I'm saying? So like that's not a team that traditionally signs players to go play for them. So
Mm.
they got to rebuild through the draft.
You know what's kind of funny, and this is going to segue to their next talking point, is it's kind of funny how the ownership group decided to sell the team at the very peak of the value. Like right
Oh,
after
it's
they won the
smart.
championship, they sold the team, and then it was 3 years of mediocrity, and now it's a complete dumpster fire. And
Writing was on the wall for that.
I segue this, and I say this facetiously. I don't mean this fully, but like it's just
I knew you're
I
going.
want to worry Boston fans. The Celtics just sold. Was it this past offseason or the
That was
offseason
two
before?
seasons. I think it was 2 seasons ago.
Right after winning the championship, the
After one
Celtics
championship.
ownership
Yep.
sells the Boston Celtics away. And like last year was supposed to be a gap year, right? It was supposed to be. They were feisty, first round exit. And now one of your two core guys seems to be wanting out of the door in Jaylen Brown because of his involvement with the Giannis trade. Now, I want to put this, and let you get in 1 second because I've been talking too much. I fully believe that this was not a Giannis thing with JB. I think he has wanted to leave since this season has ended because he's been on record saying this has been the most fun I've had playing basketball in my life on this team when he has been the guy, the star player. I think he's using the Giannis thing as an excuse to be like, see, they're mean to me. Also, I want to get out of here. But I think for me, the writing on the wall is all on the wall with the Celtics. I would be surprised if Jaylen Brown starts the season with the Celtics. And it might be a thing where it just is, if he does, it might just kind of be ugly and kind of smoldering and he eventually gets sent out.
I think this has been a thing since prior to them winning a championship. Every year, his name is up there for being traded for somebody. When Kawhi was available, potential Kawhi. When KD was available, potential KD. When LeBron was thinking about going where he needed to go, it was for LeBron. Like, his name has been out there. So at some point, I understand that there's conversations that you're going to have with management. Hey, look, but it's LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like we love you, JB, but it's Giannis. Like, I get that. But over time, especially year after you just proved that you were a top 3 MVP candidate for about 90% of the season until one man came back, and that one man happened to be on your team, and you still are showing value, trying to devalue him as a player. Like, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, enough is enough. Like, what more do you want? Eastern Conference Finals MVP, Finals MVP, potential MVP. If you guys didn't rush this dude back, like this, if I were him, I'd be saying this. They didn't rush this dude back. I could have finished in the top 3 for MVP. Like, I'm the guy that you should be centering your team around, not the guy that is coming fresh off of an Achilles injury. What's the deal? So I get why Boston has talked about him in trade talks. Like, he's the piece that they want to move. They've made it clear that Tatum is their guy, but you can't keep him on roster to start this season. This is going to be ugly for coaching. And one of the bigger parts of this, I know it's not really his personality, JT hasn't said shit. Jason Tatum hasn't said a goddamn thing to defend Jaylen Brown. Like, not going out there and saying, we love him. Like, why wouldn't we want him on our team? I understand it's a business. Maybe it's not his place to, but if that's your guy, what's good, Mayor? If that's your guy, if that's your running mate, just like do something to be like, no, this is our guy. Like the business is the business, but so you guys know, me and JB are cool. Like, I want him as my second. That conversation hasn't been had. So, like, everything is against Jaylen Brown. So I'd be in the same thing. Get me the fuck out of here. Like, for lack of a better phrase, like, get me out. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Yeah,
I mean, I think for better or for worse, the Boston Celtics guy is going to be Jason Tatum. I think the fans would want to have Jason Tatum as their guy. I think the front office does. I don't know what he's going to look like a year removed from that injury and coming back. But, like, all things considered, I would probably want to center, if I had to pick between the two, Jason Tatum as my guy, just because of the skill set he offers is a little different. It's tough with JB because I hear your point. It's like, hey man, this guy was a top 3 MVP vote getter for a majority of the season, and I think he's taken tremendous leaps this past season. He's been getting better every year, even into his, what is he, 29 now, year 29 of his life. I do kind of think this was probably his peak though this season, which is fine. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be a quick peak and then drop back down, which is more than likely. Not saying he's gonna be, regress that much, but I don't think he's gonna repeat what he did last year. I think
he can't repeat what he had last year.
No,
he won't ever be able to do it again if Tatum's on the floor.
But I guess my point is, like, I don't see Jaylen Brown as like, and there's only like 5 guys in the league that are like this, so it's not an insult, but like, I don't see Jaylen Brown as the one on a championship team. There's plenty of guys, like, even like we just saw Jaylen Brown win a championship. I think he's a 1A, meaning if he was your only guy, only support,
you'd have OG. Yes,
he's not carrying you. The guys who can do that is like maybe Giannis, right? Luka, maybe. Luka has that potential.
Okay, you know, potential, sure.
Like we're talking like alpha, like LeBron back in the day.
Jokic.
Like you just have a guy
We're
like that.
doing right now, the three people that could do it is Shea, Jokic, and Giannis. I don't think there's anybody else. Honestly, I don't. I'm
Victor
by
in
themselves.
Victor in a couple years, maybe. But yeah,
well, we just saw what Victor has.
I know. But my point being, like, Jaylen Brown isn't that caliber player,
right? If you have him in a two-headed monster, sure, and that's what they have in Boston, which is just the frustrating part.
But the thing that makes it difficult in Boston is they're both wings.
Yes.
If you are a 1A, you would prefer to play with someone who complements you better. Play with a nice big, play with a nice point guard to set you up. Like it just feels like a competition all the time, because instead of having synergy between the two positions, it's like, all right, let's go. I'm going to get a little bit. You're going to get a little bit. Like they can still make it work, but it doesn't give you that perfect synergy in the court. And I understand why JB can feel frustrated, because like he's doing his damnedest, but no matter what he does, it's going to be a competition between him and JT. And the front office loves JT. The fans love JT. It's JT's team. We know this. So I get why he wants out. And I think now the Celtics are in a shitty situation, because it would make a lot of sense. It would have made a lot of sense to get Giannis.
Yes.
Once the expression goes, once the toothpaste came out of the tube with this, they needed to just empty the whole tube and just say, fuck it, get Giannis. Yeah. Because now you can't put it back. And now JB is pissed off. And now you're going to be forced, if you're the Celtics, to make a trade that makes you worse next year.
That was just about to get that. Yep.
You're not going to get a player back in a trade just because of the cap mechanisms, right? That is as good or better than JB at this point. So you're going to take a step back. Maybe they get some draft capital, some young players, and like it looks different. But the Celtics next year, for better or for worse, because of this trade, will not get a player back the same caliber as JB.
Well, it's not even getting a player back. It's the teams that know that they don't have to do it. Like that team is going to be like, you want us to get rid of, let's just say it were the Wizards, right? I understand AJ is the guy, but if Trae Young was available, the Wizards of all teams would be like, we don't need to get rid of Trae Young for him. I'm good. We'll give you somebody else.
They would hate that. They would take that in a heartbeat. I'm not going to.
What I'm saying is, like, they would look at it and like, you don't have to, but you don't have to. And teams will use that to their leverage to be like, he's pissed off over there. And we talked about the prime, right? He's 29. Usually that area is between 29 to 32-ish for NBA players. He has developed a jump shot. This season, he had increased his playmaking ability. So, like, he has the ability to.
Left hand looks nice this year.
It didn't look as bad. And the reason why I'm going that route is because I wanted to address this. He still has the ability to be a 1, but just not a true 1. And that's what other teams other teams would not value him as much, especially with him being pissed off. He'd be like, all right, cool. We know that he's not re-signing with you. Maybe we give it a year or two, and you're forced to, because he's playing like ass. I don't think he would do that, but like he just doesn't. His stats aren't going to be the same.
Whose comment was it? The mayor. So like, to my point to the mayor, right, is that if you put Jaylen Brown and dumped him in like Sacramento,
he's not
lifting up the whole franchise and carrying them to be a contender.
Correct.
Like Jaylen Brown's a guy that give him another top 20 player alongside of him, like another running mate that's on his level, and they're going to cook something up real nice. But there's only a few players in the whole league. You mentioned like Jokic, Shea,
Giannis.
Who was the other? And Giannis, who like drop him on a team, that team's immediately just dangerous because that one player is there.
Yeah.
The one thing I saw throw around, we'll get to the Kawhi thing in a second, because Kawhi seems to be potentially in the move. I heard what if the Celtics got a call from the Clippers? And JB has connections with LA. JB has connections from LA from when he went to college. If the Celtics got a call and said, hey, we'll give you Kawhi for JB, you want to do game with us? What do you think about that? Like, just thought experiment.
The answer would be no.
From who?
From the Celtics. Because Kawhi has gone on record saying, I'm not signing with anybody else but the Raptors.
But he also said, I'm not signing with anyone. I'm not signing with the Toronto Raptors and he got traded to the Toronto Raptors, and the Toronto Raptors won a championship with Masai Ujiri.
True.
So
What did he end up doing? He ended up leaving the Raptors. Like that is a hard game to play.
Won a championship. I'm just saying.
He did. Something that has gone to his benefit is he's healthy the last 2 seasons. But the 3 seasons prior to that, post the championship, he was not. So, like, you are playing this AD game with Kawhi of not only is he telling me that he doesn't want to be here, but that load management could creep up real quick. He's got a history of it. So, like, I wouldn't, if I know that the damage is done with Jaylen Brown, I'm not taking Kawhi Leonard. No, thank you. Signing maybe, but I'm not trading Jaylen Brown for Kawhi Leonard.
By the way, I'm not doing it straight up either. I totally agree with you. I'm just throwing the thought experiment out because I heard that. Yeah, because Kawhi's like basically, and I think the mayor had mentioned it as well. He's basically said I'll re-sign with LA, the Clippers, or Toronto, which is wild.
Clippers were like, we're not re-signing you.
Low key though, like I know that the Kawhi thing's always a mystery because he's perennially hurt. I don't know what's wrong with his knees. And he had a healthy year last year. Like we'll give him that. Like maybe he's figured something out health wise. But if the Raptors were to get Kawhi, like that combination of Kawhi, Scotty Barnes, and Colin Murray Boyles is like your wing type players.
Yeah, that's
defensively a horrifying proposition.
So what they would be getting rid of is the inefficient shooter, which we talked about this. You can't have 3 of the same guy. You can't have RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, and Brandon Ingram on the same team. Yeah. But if you get rid of Brandon Ingram,
makes sense.
RJ Barrett will now become more of a 2-way off-ball guard. Kawhi is your anchor on defense, and Scotty Barnes is your playmaker. So it does fix a lot for Toronto. They do become, when we were just talking about like teams that Boston has to worry about now, they would become a team that you have to worry about. They still don't have an active point guard, but they would still be an issue.
I like the idea because like we watched Toronto play, I think the Cavs in the first round this year, right? They went to 7 games with the Cavs, I believe. Yes. Toronto, even without any moves, were very good defensively. Like in Scotty Barnes, we've talked about Scotty Barnes. We both like him, but we think he's the Hall of Fame glue guy, right? For a basketball team. The problem with the Raptors this past year was just like, hey, when you need buckets, when you need someone to run an offense, there was nobody there. Kawhi has shown this year, like when he was healthy, he could go off and cook. Like, do you remember the All-Star game when you think he hit like 15 straight points in a row or something like that? Like Kawhi still has it in him to take over a game. And that's exactly what the Toronto Raptors need. I think that would be the most ideal place for Kawhi because he does have history there as well, winning a championship. I think it makes sense basketball-wise. And if you're getting rid of a guy like Brandon Ingram, do you really care that much about Brandon Ingram long-term?
No. Not at all.
So we think Scotty's a franchise player. Again, I think the mayor's new to this conversation.
Yeah, he's missed the history of us talking. That's why I laughed. He's missed the history of us talking about Scotty Barnes. You are correct with saying he's a Hall of Fame glue guy. Yes.
Scotty Barnes is your number 1 player, is not winning a championship. End of story, hard stop. Scotty Barnes is the ultimate amplifier. If you have other guys around him, he's going to make them a hell of a lot better. If you have a star around him, he's going to make that star a superstar. Like I love Scotty Barnes, but I don't think he's winning a championship by himself.
We've seen it. We've seen 4 years of this.
Chat.
Yeah, like we've talked about it. How good he is. What did I say? He's gonna get you 18, 6 boards, and 6 assists every game. That's his line. There's nothing wrong with that. Just when you need him to get you 40, he's just not the guy that's gonna get you 40. Whereas you bring in a Kawhi Leonard, he has the ability to do that, even off of his bum knee. I get it. Like bum knees, like he can still get you 40 if he needs to.
They tried to do that. They thought for some dumb reason that Brandon Ingram was that guy. Horrible miscalculation on their part. But
everybody thinks that he's a bucket still.
The Kawhi thing that came out of nowhere, though. The Toronto thing kind of floored me. I also heard he would be interested in San Antonio, which is also kind of wild.
I could see San Antonio because of what we just talked about, where like you need a veteran.
It would be perfect.
Sign there, no, yeah, you need the veteran that you thought De'Aaron Fox would have been for them. Harrison Barnes is just too old. and not that guy. He can hit
Oh,
your corner three, but he's not a takeover guy. Never
Kawhi,
has been.
a Kawhi Wemby defensive pairing
Would be insane.
Oh, so much
That
fun.
would be
No,
insane.
wait. Just imagine his defense. Ready?
Steph
Stephon
Castle,
Castle, Dylan
Dylan
Harper,
Harper,
Kawhi
Kawhi.
Leonard,
They just signed Julian back.
and Wemby.
Yeah.
Like, whoever. Like, no, thank you. That would be so weird though, considering how ugly the breakup was when he left. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes. Yep. The forcing out.
Yeah.
You know what? Can I force my way to talk about a team because I'm hurt?
Yes, please.
So I told you, Bryce Young. No, this is football. But Bryce Young. Listen to me. Follow this. Bryce Young made the city of Charlotte lit. Like the way that he flipped the season helped that city. So then Buzz City with the Hornets became must-see TV when LaMelo finally came back and we saw Brandon Miller doing what he could out there. And then who's the other guy that just got left? Bridges. Bridges was playing phenomenally. Then Con Knipple out of nowhere becomes a potential rookie of the year candidate. The Hornets went out there and had the best season that they've had in like 10 to 15 years. I understand they want to play in and then they got bounced, but like this was the year that you go, all right, we know what we got. Let's find maybe one piece, but we got our core. And then ownership was like, let's just blow it the fuck up. Like this hurts because like they were there. They were a team that you look at in the East and go, oh, they got youth, they got athleticism, and one of the main points, they have shooting. Con Knipple was literally going to be a Klay Thompson type shooter for this team with LaMelo Ball as the point guard. And they just decided to blow the team up. I don't understand. It's not a salary cap thing. It wasn't a relationship problem. I don't know what the hell is going on in Charlotte for them to move all of these pieces around.
All right. I've thought about it and I have an explanation for you.
Cool.
I'll start off by paraphrasing one of our guys, and I'll play it as the closer for the show today. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach them. Can't do it. LaMelo Ball.
But they were. Go ahead.
Hold on. LaMelo Ball has consistently, through his young career, shown that he has no self-awareness, and no matter how hard they try, he makes boneheaded plays. You said they won that playing game. They were riding high. They did win the playing game, but we also, you forgot to mention, he almost lost in the playing game.
But he won it
with
right after.
Plays, and they got smoked by the Orlando Magic because sloppy with the ball. I think that's who LaMelo Ball is. I think the Hornets have been salivating to get off LaMelo Ball for years now because of his inconsistent play, his inability or unwantingness to play defense, and his injuries. That has been looked at as a negative contract. Like we have talked in the past about LaMelo Ball, Trae Young, and there was one other guy like who's the worst contract. Now LaMelo Ball,
I think it was Zach LaVine.
Zach LaVine. LaMelo Ball has rejuvenated his reputation a little bit this year, his image, with his play and the Hornets' success. I see this as the Hornets selling high on problems that they've wanted to get off their chest for years. I kind of like what they've done. I know it sounds crazy. Like if you look at what has left the team and what has come in, LaMelo Ball, who can give you headaches on and off the court, still a good player. I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but he's a handful.
Mm-hmm.
Miles Bridges has his own history. So they send out two guys that they have probably looked at as like, let's just try to get something valuable back. They bring in Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, Naz Reid. You know what all three of those guys have in common?
Shooting.
They can shoot the hell out of the ball. So now I'm looking at this team going forward. They have great shooting from 1 to 5. They have their star, Brandon Miller, and they have their co-star, Con Knipple. Like I can see the vision. Plus, they got 3 pick swaps and a first-round pick from the LaMelo Ball trade. I know we laugh at the pick swaps like whatever, But with these flattened lottery odds, I have a feeling pick swaps are going to get a lot more interesting in the future because all you got to do is finish in the plane and you have a shot at the number 1 pick. Like,
Yeah.
I think in the short term, the Hornets are taking a small step back, but Miller's 24. Khan's 20 years old.
Mhm.
They're resetting their timeline and they're getting a good, strong culture around them now. I think it makes sense, but like it feels kind of shitty because like they've been so bad, but they're telling you, hey, we got our 2 guys right now. Let's reset the timeline, get good quality character guys. We don't think we can win LaMelo Ball. He's not the future here because he's going to still be LaMelo Ball. Let's play some Khan ball. Let's play some Miller ball. Like I can see what they're doing.
When you break down what you just broke down, I can say, all right, I understand that. I don't know how well the kid that they just drafted from Washington can shoot. If he can shoot, that Haynes Steinbeck kid,
I don't know much about him.
6'10". Yeah, I don't know either. But he apparently they're saying that he's a dominant rebounder, which I love bigs that can rebound. That's my game. I understand it's a stretch big league, but if you can get down there and Isaiah Hartenstein, I love that. That's my kind of like center. If he can stretch the floor enough to have people respect around those shooters, then I can see the vision. They re-signed Kobe White. What I'm saying is they re-signed Kobe White. You talked about he's going to be the guy to distribute.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you're building around Khan and Brandon, I'll be patient. I'm not a Hornets fan, but like I enjoyed what it was doing for this state for people to like. They loved the fact that they were winning.
I would imagine the starting 5 would be White at the point guard, Grayson Allen at the 2, Khan at the 3, Miller at the 4, Nas at the 5.
No, I don't think they're gonna start. Nas Reed came off the bench in Minnesota.
Nas Reed is a starting caliber center.
Yeah, but he's not a starting caliber center.
Starting caliber center. He played center for the Timberwolves.
Nas Reed wasn't out there getting boards though.
He can. He's not. Nas Reed is not your typical white European guy that came over in the 90s who just shot threes.
Nas Reed averages 5 rebounds a game.
Because he was playing with
Rudy. That's not going to get it done. Okay, what I'm saying is he wasn't down there getting rebounds. That's not his game. His game is let me step back and shoot a 3. You want a PNR? I'm the one that's popping. That's Nas Reed's game. He's not a rebounding big. Never has been labeled, and he's an LSU guy. I didn't know that. He's not like labeled as a starting set. I would throw him at the 4 and put this kid that they just drafted. He's 6'10", 260
they still have Musa
pounds.
too, though. They still have Musa. Diamante. He's nice.
Okay. They have playing. Yeah, they have spots. Like I said, I'll trust in what you're saying. The way you just broke down what they, and what they got. My knee-jerk reaction is, what the hell? You just got success.
I understand. And I felt the same way. I was like, what the hell are they doing? But when I took a step back and I'm like, hey, maybe if they've been wanting to do this for years, like if you told me,
I said that they wanted to get rid of him during the season.
What's that?
I said that they wanted to get rid of him during the season. Yeah. I was like, you got to get rid of him on the trade deadline.
And they managed to get good value back for him. Like I said, he was moderately healthy this year. He played over 60 games. Who's to say he doesn't play 40 games next year, 30 games? Like you always say, D, the best ability is availability. And he hasn't shown that. So I get it. I don't know where this puts the Timberwolves. It was kind of like, hey, Julius Randle isn't cutting it. We need something for Edwards to be happy. Here's the thing.
It's going to be fun to watch, but
the Timberwolves are taking a swing for the fences move with LaMelo Ball because their biggest problem is as soon as Ant got the ball at anywhere past half court, the double's coming every single fucking time. They had no other ball handling last year. They did bring in Io, and they gave him a nice little contract, 5 for 112. But they needed a second ball handler that can like be a co-star. And I get the vision. I am a little concerned because the health thing, but here's the one thing that is going for the Timberwolves that was not going for the Hornets. The Timberwolves have the best two-way player in the game. I'll say it. And Edwards.
I'll say one of, but yeah.
so he can defend on the perimeter, and they have one of those 2 best defensive bigs in the game, and Rudy Gobert. They have Jaden McDaniels, another one of the best wing defenders. They have enough defense around. What I'm saying is to cover up Ball's defensive liability. So like it makes sense. They can accept his defensive weaknesses. They need his playmaking. They need that offensive explosion because they do lack offensive explosion outside of Ant. I get it. It's just like health. If he can stay healthy, this is a no-brainer win for not a win, but like this is a no-brainer. Good
Helps, yeah. So Randall wasn't going to get them anything.
No.
I don't so much dislike. I don't dislike the I don't much less dislike the Timberwolves acquiring LaMelo as I dislike the Hornets getting rid of him.
I got you.
Because you weren't getting anything out of like he was just a mid. Sorry, he just has been a mid fringe all-star his entire career, where people expect him to be great. I expect him to be great when he was in LA, but he just hasn't. Like randomly, you'll get a 30-point game, and then you get a 7-point game from him. That's not going to get it done, especially when your expectations are conference finals. When you're the Timberwolves with what we just said is one of the 5 best players in the NBA, and Ant Edwards. What the problem is going to be is now every shooter that you just had with Reed and other kid. Sorry, we were just talking about him. White dude that could shoot from Duke, Grayson Allen. All the shooting that you just had.
Grayson was on the Suns, but
he wasn't on Minnesota. Who's the shooter that they got rid of?
I split the trades up. So like,
okay,
Grayson Allen was, came from the Suns for Miles Bridges.
The shooting that you had in Minnesota, though, is what I'm saying, is just gone. It's you're relying on Ayo DeSumo. He's a scorer. I don't think he's a shooter. And you're relying. Jaden Daniels is not a but we just talked about his inability to shoot the right shot.
Yeah.
Make the right play. Like, is it great to see him do the hezzy tween 10 steps back and fire a 3? It's cool, but like, you think Ant Edwards wants that shit? He's gonna be like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like, he's gonna check that.
That's the point I was about to make. Thank you, D. You're spot on, because in Charlotte, who the hell is going to tell LaMelo not to do that shit? That has been his team for 4 years now. They bring in Colin Knippel, Brandon Miller comes in. It's still LaMelo Ball's teams. The fans, you're in the area. All the kids, what number do they wear on their back?
Still wearing the number 1 jersey.
Number 1. He goes to Minnesota. This is his first time in his professional career that he's not the big dog, and he will never be the big dog.
Not even just professional. This is the first time in his life. We can go back to Chino Hills and before that. Like, maybe even when it was him, Jello, and LaMelo, and well, not even Lonzo when it was Lonzo, Jello, and LaMelo, all 3 of them, it was still Lil Bro's team. Like we knew how good Lonzo was, but people were like, nah, he's next. So like, this will be the first time
he's not big
probably
dog.
In his entire career he has to look and be like, damn, I'm not the bigger dog at the table. Be like, no, there's somebody that's potential MVP candidate. Like, sit your ass down.
So I don't know. Maybe that changes his game. Like maybe he becomes.
I hope Mike Conley also being on the team helps. Like the veteran, in your ear. Hey, chill the hell out with this. Look for that. He's not going to bring you playmaking, Mike Conley, but he might give you a couple towel waves and handshakes on the sideline.
So I guess Charlotte belongs to Brandon Miller now.
Or it has to. The keys are with Brandon. You give it with the bigger 2-way-ish type player, and then you hope that Con, like I think he is Klay Thompson-esque when it comes to shooting, and I think that will help a team, anybody, when you can get that. I don't think he's a defensive player that Klay was when he came out of Washington State, but he's a shooter, and he's a shooter from anywhere, like catch and shoot off the dribble. Like that dude could shoot the pill off.
I heard someone comp Con coming out of college before he took off. So like, hey, this guy has like shades of Devin Booker's game. I don't know if you got that vibe at all. Watching
Booker can create a lot, like spin off. You turn into a mid range, and he was Booker was also a point guard at Kentucky. People forget that, which helps. So I wouldn't say. I think Colin is just get him the ball while he's moving, and he's gonna find a way to score a bucket. Okay.
You would know better than me. You're the Charlotte guy. By the way, did you see Ja finally got traded?
Oh, bombs away, man. Bombs away. Kids, don't flash guns on IG because when you have the
You'll live in
world in your
Portland.
palm of your hands, yeah. But like, not only that, but like when you have the world literally right here, because you are a 6'2", freakish athletic point guard that has dreads, people, which means the kids love that because you look different, you're tatted up, you can dunk on anybody, and although you can't shoot, we see that you're developing. Just don't flash a pistol or any other gun online and say things like, "No, we're good in the West." Like, just try to just be as straight edge as much as you can. Maybe you can say we're good in the West, but you can't say we're good in the West and flash guns and expect to
Pick
lose.
one or the other.
Yeah, like you just, but like if you flash guns, like we'll just like Kawhi Leonard it and like try to hush hush, like we didn't mean that. But you can't be saying we're good fresh off of a Western Conference Finals trip and then never make it back. And then while you're trying to avenge your comeback to our flash guns, like pick a side. Because when you do that, you now are no longer the face of the league. You now no longer want any brand that wants to represent you, sneaker wise or just anything advertisement. The league can't promote you anymore because of your run-ins with the law. And then they say, you know what? You're going to go from whatever you want in Memphis to absolute purgatory in Portland, Oregon, where Dame Dollar is 70 years old, fresh off of an Achilles and an ACL injury. You got Drew Holiday that just wants to retire, but he's collecting a check. And Scoot Henderson, who I had thought he was going to be the next Ja Morant, but now he can learn off of him as long as he just doesn't flash pistols everywhere. Like,
that's a weird team, by the way.
It's the worst roster in the league right now.
I like Denny, by the way.
Clinigan, yeah, I was supposed to say you got. Oh, you Aveni, yeah, he's got his issues.
I like
outside of the NBA too, from what I've heard. Yeah, we don't want to talk about it on this show, but like he's got his issues outside of the NBA. That
tell me later.
Yeah, but no, the Blazers, like, sure, you are a 40-win team this past season, and now you have an average height of 6'2" from 1 through 3. I don't know what you're gonna do out there with Scoot, Drew, Don, Ja, and Dame. I really have no idea what you plan on doing.
What that Ja trade is for Portland? That's the ultimate sign of we don't believe in Scoot. We don't.
True.
We don't. Our other 2-point guards are probably out the door in a year or two. They're old. Drew's on his last legs. Dame, I don't know what he has left. That's just like, hey, let's just buy a lottery ticket. And we're taking our last $100. We can buy groceries with these last $100, or we can just buy $100 worth of scratchies and hope to hit it. And that was kind of what they chose with Ja. It's like, hey man, maybe we can fix him. And honestly, it was more of a salary dump for Memphis Grizzlies.
So,
Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray coming back. That's it. There's nothing else in the trade that I can see of.
Ugly. No draft picks for somebody that was considered a top 2 player for about a year or two. What I will say, even though I ranted, so on and so forth, I hope this helps him. I hope him being out of whatever you had going on in Memphis, Tennessee, like, I hope this brother finds a way to just go out, just get back to having fun, stop with the bombs away, pistol, rocket launcher, like gun-related celebrations. Although they look great in a video game, let's just get you back to just playing basketball, please. Because when he was at his peak, he was one of my favorite players. I'm a slasher. I've been the little guy that likes to dunk on everybody since I've played basketball. So like, Ja was somebody that, I mean, you're right. I like it. I like it. If it's raining outside because we outside because that's what Portland's like. Hey man, good. Keep that brother inside. Just hoop and maybe what is he? 26, 27, 26.
He's 26. That's it.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's not over yet. That's the thing.
He's 32.
It's not over yet. We say the same thing with Zion. Like, it's not over yet with them. They had everything. Both of them had everything for the first 2 years of their careers.
You know what my opinion of Zion and Ja is at this point? It's just like, hey man, y'all get me when you decide to be better. I'm not gonna watch you no more. Like you just let me know when you
Yeah.
decide to turn it around. I'm not gonna hope for anything. I'm not gonna keep optimism about these guys and watch them to see if they get better. Now I'm just like, hey man, I'll see you on Sports Center if
You'll be
you're
like,
like,
"Hey,
oh, they're back.
John's good. All right, cool. Yeah, John's good. Like you do
We
one of
back,
those.
baby." Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'll do one of those. Like, all right, cool. Yeah, it's a bummer, man. It's a bummer, and I get it for Memphis. Just like they want a clean slate. Jaws owed a bunch of money still. It's like, hey, let's start from scratch. I like their pick, by the way. Boozer at 3 was a really good pick
Yes.
for them. I really like
Yes.
that pick for them.
And they got. I mean, for
Howard, Cedric Howard. I like what they're building. They got Edie, Cedric Howard, Boozer. There might be another young player I'm blanking on right now, but like I can see that they're like, hey, let's clean slate. We're not good in the West anymore. All 3 of those guys gone. Jaren Jackson, the Utah Jazz, Desmond Bane, unfortunately for me, Orlando Magic, and Jaws out there in Portland, Oregon now.
yeah, they'll be a lottery team. They'll be a top 5 lottery team next
They're
season.
cool with that. Well, I use flatten odds, so it doesn't matter.
Well, so either what I mean by that is they'll finish bottom 5 in the standings, and they will be fighting for a spot to be in the top 5.
I don't know if we're gonna get to the soccer. That's okay.
Might not talk World Cup, but there's a whole lot. That was. Did we go both signing and trade? We didn't really go over just signings either. We just did trades. Ugh.
Yeah, Jalen Duren might be a Laker this time tomorrow. Who knows?
I mean, I would like that one. I would.
Not at like $30 million a year though. I don't know what you want to pay the man, but
so this is a spot where because you missed
I like
out.
the fit, by the way. I love the fit.
That's what I was gonna say. Because you missed out, though, money's not the issue. You can't say it's the issue. You can't you missed out on the Giannis. Doesn't seem like they're gonna be able to pull the trigger with JB. So if you sign Jalen Duren to whatever the contract is, it's just gonna be market value for him. We can't look at it as I wouldn't pay this for him because that time has passed. You just need him now. You know what I'm saying? So like they have $60 million worth of cap. What are you just not going to use it because you don't want to give him 40 versus 30? You know what I'm saying? Like you got to use it. It can't just be there. You're LA.
Is that 60 million with the Reeves new contract factored in as well?
I don't know. You know cap more than I do. I just know
because like Luka's getting, the
he's worked. He's good. Luka's good. Austin's good.
You'll have 2 max guys with Luka, and Luka's probably getting a little more than max. So like you'll have Luka and Reeves at max value, and then Duren at a little under the max, probably like 30, 35. Like that adds up, man. Then you're like really struggling to fill out the rest of the roster at that point, especially with the new rules, man. It's tough.
You're not wrong, but I think if you get Duren in a spot that still gives you enough for one more piece off season wise, because what's it, tomorrow 6 is when free agency actually starts.
It'd be like an MLE. It'd be like an MLE guy.
I think
Rui's gone too, by the way.
Rui is. Yeah, he has to be. He can't. He's the piece that I thought you were going to be able to get Giannis with, or potentially
Rui for Giannis straight up. That makes sense.
Well, not yet, straight up. That just meant like he could be a centerpiece for somebody that could get you some buckets in Milwaukee versus a Kyle Kuzma. And the JB deal, not straight up, but finding a way to get a wing 3-and-D guy for a wing 3-and-D guy. But yeah, the Lakers are in a tough spot no matter what. They don't. Sorry, I was gonna say they don't want to bring back LeBron. LeBron doesn't want to come back. That's the more information that I get out of this. LeBron doesn't want to go back. He's like, I'm not playing second fiddle to anybody. I want to go to Golden State. Can't go to Golden State now, so probably gonna go to Cleveland. We'll see. James Harden reworked his contract to take
the reunion in Miami.
He can't go to Miami. They don't have the bread for it. They don't have enough money to re-sign Norman Powell. And I understand LeBron could take a huge dip in his contract, but I don't see that much. I don't know if he's going to play for $5 million a year.
At a certain point, it doesn't matter how much money. I mean, I don't want to check anyone's pockets, but like certain point,
I mean, I've been saying that for a while. We saw Brady win 6. Did Brady win 6 or 7?
Oh God, he
I was
won
thinking
30.
about this.
He won them all. Every single.
I know he won a lot. Something in my mind was like, I think he won more than Jordan. But then I tried to count the Patriots. So I was like, 3 was his first.
Quickly check.
And then after was they beat LA, they beat Atlanta, but I can't remember who they beat after that because they lost the Giants.
He had
7. Who did the Patriots beat on the third?
Rams, Panthers, Eagles, Seahawks, Falcons, Rams again.
Oh, Seahawks. That's what I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting the Seahawks. The second spin was the Seahawks, then the Falcons, then the Rams. Ugh, ugly. But what I meant by that, so we can relate it, is Brady was willing to take less and less money to help rebuild those teams. I don't see LeBron doing that.
People would criticize him too for taking less money, which is crazy. You can't win if you're LeBron. If you take less money to join a good team, it's like, oh, he's ring chasing. Like it doesn't. No matter what he does, is always going to be a hater.
It's a lose situation for him. Yes,
that's the life of a hater. I don't know. What do we do? So we have 9:14. Do we talk World Cup, or we just do some more soccer like next week at this point?
I think we'll have the bracket of 32 cut down.
Can I
all we'd be really doing is just talking about group? Go ahead.
Yeah, can I just really quick, just random thoughts on the World Cup? Yeah. This new format, by the way, I don't know if you aware they expanded the field for this World Cup.
I don't know what it was prior to. Are you talking about 32 teams that make it, or the group stages?
So I think it used to be, 38 teams, I want to say, made the World Cup. It was something like 38 or 36 teams made the World Cup, or 32. Mm-hmm. The field was 48 teams this year. So, like, the lower end of the quality was just rough. Like, there were some bad teams in the World Cup, like Uzbekistan. Horrible. Just, like, dilutes the product. I don't know why. Mm-hmm. I think they did it because there was 3 host nations. So, the United States, Canada, and Mexico all automatically qualify. But they've had multiple host nations in the past. I hate the expanded field. Did you see the water breaks thing that they do now?
I heard about it today, but I didn't see it. They're like, people were joking about it on the radio when I was driving the girls to school today.
I'm all for player safety and stuff, and I don't want to sound like one of those. I don't want to get old and sound like one of these old people just bitch about things.
I mean, you can go ahead.
I kind of hate the water breaks. So the idea is like they implemented this in like Premier League and other leagues around the world. The idea is like when the game takes place, and if the temperature is above a certain degree at kickoff, they implement water breaks, which means like they basically take a game that is played in halves, 45 minutes with stoppage, and they break it into quarters. So like halfway through the 45 minutes, you take a water break, like when the ball goes out of bounds, so teams can hydrate and stuff because they don't want people having a heat stroke or whatnot. And the one thing to add in as well is like they changed the rules for the World Cup where every team, regardless of the temperature, does a water break, because the idea is that some teams were able to play in domes, so therefore the temperature is controlled, and it would be unfair to let some teams do it and some teams, whatever. The point is, soccer like basketball is very much a game of runs and momentum. I know there's not like basketball where you see like 10-point runs, but in soccer it's like you start building momentum and putting pressure on an opposing team for 5-7 minutes in a row. You can feel it, like you are banging down the door. And this water break thing completely destroys any momentum a team has at the moment. And also, soccer is made to be a game that's played on the pitch, where you're not calling timeouts to, bring the team to the huddle.
Well, there was no breaks, yeah.
Yeah, in soccer, you have to basically figure it out on the fly. Like that's the game. That's the way the game's played. But the water breaks, coaches are literally coming into the huddle like where they get water and bringing up clipboards and changing strategy and like formations. It's like it's basically bastardized the game where soccer is now being played in 4 quarters, primarily because we're dumb Americans and like we only understand games in 4 quarters, so we can't get that happening. So yeah, just a couple of thoughts. And also, I don't know if you saw, but Africa's having a moment, man.
Okay. I heard Cape Verde was, but no, I didn't hear about Africa.
9 teams qualified for the knockout stage. So 9 out of the 32 teams remaining. There's a couple teams.
Does Cape Verde fall into Africa?
Cape Verde is part of Africa, yes. But there were some good Africa teams in there. I think Senegal sticks out to me. I think they were one of the better ones in the group stage. There's a couple of really good African teams. So like I know in 2012 South Africa hosted the Morocco is also considered African team. It is in Africa, but they're very good. They're like ranked 8th in the world now.
Nice.
I just want to say like South Africa hosted the 2012 World Cup, and it was a very big moment for Africa. Typically that continent's overlooked for a lot of things, and having a country or within Africa host it did a lot for the game in Africa. And you can see like 10 years, 12 years later, like soccer in Africa is getting really, really good. and some of these countries are very competitive with like some of the big players in the world. I thought it was interesting. Like it's been very interesting this tournament. And watch out for Argentina, by the way.
I mean, Messi's going off from what I've heard. Messi has been going. What is that? Does he have 13 goals?
He has. Oh my god, he has a shit ton. I don't know the exact number of this tournament so far.
I know it's a lot.
They've played 3 games so far. He's now the all-time goal scorer in World Cup history.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
I think that's what you're thinking of, like all-time score, and I think it might have been 13. But I don't know what his age is. He's old, man. He's the GOAT, man. Like, yeah, I don't know how much soccer you follow.
There's always the Ronaldo or Messi talk, and I feel like
Ronaldo's
it's been separated.
No, Ronaldo's a crybaby. I don't like Ronaldo. He's been a disappointment. His team, Portugal, has been a complete disappointment and a disaster. And I don't know if you saw, like, I'll tell you after the show because I don't want to get too much. It's been very fun. The United States has a good squad this year. Check out the game on Wednesday, everyone. 8:00 Eastern time. They're playing Bosnia-Herzegovina, and if they win, they might be playing either Senegal, one of those African teams I told you about. But if Belgium beats Senegal, we could be in the round of 16D, USA versus Belgium, the team who took us out last time, where we want that sweet revenge.
Okay. I'm looking for it. I'm very looking for it.
That's it, man. That's all I got. I know
You're
we'll
good.
talk about next week. Should we hit closing takes up? I forgot how
Absolutely. I got it. I mean, I like mine, but let's get it.
I like mine too. I'm going first.
The show is coming to an end. But first, it's time to get to anything we've missed. It's closing time. 1 segment, 2 takes. Now go.
All right, it's closing takes. The time for me and D to get off one last take before we get out of here for the day. It can be in sports, pop culture, whatever we want. D, I'm kicking us off, and I hope I don't steal your closing take.
You're not.
I'm gonna need some help though on this one because I need.
Okay.
You have all the knowledge on this. I want you to tell me about the Sophie Cunningham girl.
Oh,
because I don't know much about her, but I saw the finger pointing thing. I was like, yo, this girl's wild. And then I started looking through her history, and like she has like made herself like the enforcer,
protector, yes,
of the fever. Like she's going for some serious Draymond Green, like Dennis Rodman type energy. I think I read something where she like what was it, ejected for grabbing someone and pulling her to the ground in retribution. Like this girl is wild, man. Like I don't know anything about Sophie Cunningham. I loved the video of her just pointing at an opposing player for 22 seconds, just being a fucking weirdo, just pissing everyone off, which like honestly,
good.
If you can get your entire opposing team angry and out of their game, out of their headspace, like that's a win for you just by pointing. So can you give me some information about this woman? Because I'm fascinated now.
She's the Caitlin Clark protector. And she like dubbed herself that last season when they drafted her, obviously. But like she's just a bully. And I
don't think she got drafted. She was traded for, right? You mean
so I meant like when she got on the team. My apologies. Yes.
Okay,
she wasn't on. She wasn't on the
W. I know my W.
But she was like, all right, this is the team. She had like the whole not Instagram scandal, but like people were like, the only reason why it's not a scandal. No, like people are like, the only reason why you're in the WNBA is because you look good. And then she kind of like flipped, was like, oh yeah, watch this. And like she just started like bullying people after. And she's pretty big. She's like 6'1". So like that's like center, in the WNBA, that's like center status. So like this big chick that was like
tall in the WNBA.
Yeah, like I can think your centers are closer to like 6'2", 6'3". Yeah. Like maybe I could be off. But like she's a big chick, and like you don't mess with that. And she is grabbing girls by their hair, pulling them down. Like cool. The chick that had the arm in Caitlin Clark's throat, she was first to scrap up and be like, let's do this. So like she is the Draymond. I would say right now, protect her. Like Dre was to Steph, she is that to Caitlin Clark right now.
We need more protectors in the NBA. They need
more
beef stews. More beef stews in the world.
Brianna Stewart is like that though. She's just
beef stew.
I thought you said beef stew because that's literally her.
No, Isaiah Stewart from the NBA. He got traded randomly enough, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're good. That was it. That's all you want to do is just talk about Sophie.
Yeah, that's all I want to talk about, Sophie.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna keep this in the WNBA then because the W is lit right now. And for those that ain't watched it, you have to. So first one, I'm gonna give shouts to. She plays for Toronto. I know Mayor's still watching. Hopefully, you got to watch this game. Marina Mabry, girl went off. She played the Sparks a couple of days ago. Went off of 53. It was tied for most points in WNBA game. 9 for 18 from 3, 17 for 28. So like she's shooting efficient. And for those like that think that it was foul merchant type stuff, like she got to the line too. She just put up an efficient 53. So like good shouts to you for that one. And it's like she's like a 10-year vet. So like usually you expect this from like the younger crowd. She's like, nah. Old dog still got it. And she went off for 53. So yeah, see? And yes, see, people that are in the 6 understand Toronto. Mayor's from Canada. So it's good. So big shouts to her for having a great game. That was against the Sparks. I know we didn't really talk about the draft as much as I would have wanted, but there are 2 rookies that are just absolutely killing it. And we had all this talk about Caitlin Clark. She deserved everything that she got. But Azzi Fudd was the number 1 pick. She's out in Seattle right now. She's hooping. She's finally got like to the starting lineup. I think one of her last games was like 26-6, but that 6 was 6 steals. An absolute a menace out there at the guard. And it's her and not Sabrina. I always get Sabrina mixed up with the other player that was a Kobe chick. Paige Beckers. My apologies. Because they're UConn. And now they both play in Seattle together. So took a while, but going out there, she's having a great season. And then same thing with Dallas. I say Seattle. I apologize. Yeah. They're in Dallas together. Did I say Seattle?
You said Seattle. I was
my bad.
Lost.
My bad. Yeah, they're in Dallas.
I went to Dallas.
No, they were in Dallas. I apologize. I'm exhausted, dog. I'm trying. I always get these names wrong. And the last one,
you can't let me check you on the W. You can't be.
I'm glad that you do because that means. Hey, but hold on. That means it's working. That means that you watching. That means that somebody else might be watching them here.
I got respect for the ladies playing.
Love that. Last shout though, because she's having an incredible season. Olivia Miles. She's in Minnesota. Girl's going off 19 a game, 5 boards, 5 assists. Just like usually you don't see rookies take over like this. Like we heard a lot of talk between Caitlin and then there was Aaliyah Boston was out there. Obviously, what is her name from LSU? Why am I drawing a blank? Angel Reese. So like we heard names, but people didn't really put up production. These girls are.
Really, what happened with Angel? Like I heard she got traded, dumped. Like she got is she still performing?
She's in Atlanta right now. She's still getting boards. I'll say that. She's still top rebounder. Yeah, she's like terrible field goal percentage. She'll get like 12 to 15 points a game. But she's getting a shit ton of rebounds. Like she's still like a Dennis Rodman of the league, dead ass.
Okay. I'll see clips of her like trying to do putbacks and be like, grab my rebound.
It's ugly.
Grab my rebound. Like
yeah, it definitely is. But it's not just all offensive rebounding for her. She does get out there and like get elbows to elbows for defensive boards.
How's I was curious. I haven't been watching a lot of WNBA recently. I remember Cameron Brink was like the 2nd overall pick, like
injured
a year ago. I know she got hurt. Is she not back yet?
She returned back and then she got hurt again. So like she's been like in and out of lineup. Yeah, that one sucks. How many
games did she play? Because she missed her whole rookie season.
Let me get the exact because she was up there for being up there for rebounds. She was also Cameron Brink, and she was up there for blocks too. She's top 5 for blocks. Reevaluated for an ankle 4 days ago. That was the last time that I saw that. But she's only played 48 total games. I think it's like a 44 game season. Man. Yeah. So it's tough.
That's rough.
Last time she played was 2 weeks ago. When she's on the court, she's good. Greg Oden. Yeah. When she's on the court, she's good. But yeah, she just got hurt. Asia Wilson still MVP. It's a great spot where the league's in right now. That new deal that they got that's making people now get 6 figures as a contract. Get in at the right time.
You weren't getting 6 figures before, man.
Yeah. When
7 or 6, please tell me
seven.
Okay,
million, whatever million is 7.
Thank you. I was like
7. I think Asia was the first one to get it. But I mean, even still, and like we had talked about this. I don't want to rant too much. But like I talked about this, like Lisa Leslie, who was probably the GOAT in the history of the sport, was making like $25,000. Like a McDonald's worker was making more money than her when she was at her peak. That's crazy. So yes. UMass Dartmouth got nice turf field after we left. I'd like to think that we laid the foundation for that. She did the same. Lisa, I understand you didn't make the bread. Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, all the goats from the back in the day in the 90s. You girls laid the foundation for Asia Wilson to be a millionaire. It sucks that it took this long, but the game is growing. So let's keep it going.
Respect. Good closing takes. A lot of W talk.
A lot of dub talk.
Good show. I feel like we definitely could have gone on for another hour, but we do have life, so we have to get on at some point. But we'll be back more regularly going forward every week. Maybe we'll take a week off in the summer sometime when it gets slow, but we're going to be back permanently. We're back, baby.
We are back.
Get us out of here. Do you remember how to do this?
I think so. I'll try to see if I can hit this one out the park. Hey, man, appreciate y'all being in here. I think there was a couple of new chatters. Mayor, appreciate you being in here. OG, also from, I would say the other, but the GGN. Appreciate you guys being in here, man. It's all love. And when you guys are able to chat, it makes it so that we can interact with you guys. Please make sure to hit us up on all of our platforms.
I don't know what that is. I like that face, though.
It's lefty face. You can find us on Twitch, _Frizz5. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook. You can also find us on the TikTok. We're going to get these clips back because we are back. You can also visit our website at the bottom, frizzandthegrizz.com, for those that want to see when we are going live. Obviously, it is Monday nights and Tuesday mornings. You can find us on your podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever it is that you find your podcast. Please, 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 in the summertime, wintertime, it don't matter. Be a friend. Say something nice. You never know what it could do for them. Make sure to take care of y'all mentals. Please make sure to take care of y'all physicals. Take care of y'all chicken. Take care of y'all children. And we'll catch y'all on the rebound. Peace.
I would rather play with 10 people and just get penalized all the way until we got to do something else, rather than play with 11 when I know that right now that person is not sold out to be a part of this team. It is more about them than it is about the team. Cannot play with them, cannot win with them, cannot coach with them, can't do it.